Professional attire, work shoes, and dress pants. These are just a few items that students on Montgomery College's Rockville campus were giving away for free through the Spiffy Closet. Until last month, when the Student Service Learning Project was unexpectedly shut down.
Around mid-January, there was news going around that Student Affairs wanted to take over the project, which to me, it really saddened me a lot that this wasn't going to be necessarily student-led anymore.
Since its opening in November of 2023, the Spiffy Closet donated over $150,000 worth of items to give back to their fellow peers.
But the thing that made it worthwhile were all the smiling faces. You know, it was like part of this was about need, but another bigger part of this was about connection. Because as somebody that's a college student, you don't always have money to get things that maybe you either need or maybe that you want. And you go in and you get a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or a fresh apple from the orchard. Kind of turns around your whole day.
Professor Sember and students alike bought hundreds of items to give back to this initiative.
I started saving up my money almost every week, and I would stock up on Dove lotion, body sprays, body wash, both men's and women's deodorants. And I did not mind going out of pocket and getting these resources for people. It wasn't just even about the money. I wanted to put my heart and soul into something that I knew could have great potential.
The Spiffy Closet was generating a lot of attention for its fast success over the past year on Montgomery College's Rockville campus, when suddenly everything came to a halt after Student Affairs took over the project.
They took it over in January. They kept it closed the entire month of February. We had closings, we had snow, we had frigid temperatures, and that clothing closet had warm items. What are these leaders thinking if they're going to shut this down when the kids, the students, needed it the most?
Many volunteers were left feeling hurt and betrayed after the Spiffy Closet was forced to close.
We love helping with Spiffy. We volunteer so much time into helping the students. It was like a gut punch to know that this resource and this student-led project was going to be taken away. It felt like this came out of nowhere and they were just coming to shut us down just because they didn't want us.
After a month without answers, students took matters into their own hands.
I started my own petition to get the doors back up, to get the closet back running, and to get it open. And we were going to stand outside the next day and petition that this closet needs to be up and running immediately.
Within 24 hours of the notion of a petition circulating around campus, the leadership who took over the project within Student Affairs decided to quickly reopen the Spiffy Closet.
We made that decision to kind of take in Spiffy, and it was a hard decision, and we kind of really hit the ground running with it. And the dean kind of came to me and some of my coworkers and said, who's creative, who has a little bit of bandwidth, and who would be interested in providing this super wonderful program that really helps out professionals and students.
In regards to the closure, the Director of Media and Public Relations for Montgomery College stated, it closed temporarily to allow time for a successful transition to Student Affairs to occur.
So the moment I found out it was coming back, I was in my executive board meeting for student government, and my advisor was just like, they're coming back and they're looking for volunteers. Do you guys want to come? I was like, yes, please. So I immediately came back because it's important to impact the community and make sure that we set all of the students at MC up for success.
Yes, so I'm actually really glad because I was a little worried that no one would come because I was we didn't necessarily broadcast it as much as hey guys, it's gonna be open. I am actually quite new to this. Right now we're still in the rougher stages of making sure this kind of pans out. So I think I should be here till the end of at least this semester when we're still kind of drawing it out and make it more stable, weekly, a certain system and everything. So right now we're still working with the dean to kind of sort out this area of Spiffy and making it fully functioning and self-efficient to keep it going. I think it's good for people and eco-friendly, so it's a win-win for everyone.
However, due to the impact of the closure and the sudden change in leadership, many volunteers are no longer willing to come back.
The student leaders that took charge of this project They gave their time, they gave their talents, and they gave their treasures. And they went from being respected volunteers to being voluntold basically overnight. You would think that administrators would have had a plan for this. We had 10, 15 bags of clothes that just sat outside for weeks that nobody ever even came by and saw, much less had a plan to actually process.
You know, in the beginning of the year, when Student Affairs took over the project and sort of announced that this was no longer going to be Professor Summer's project and that they were going to take it over, I immediately in my heart knew that I couldn't do Spiffy anymore.
For Montgomery Community Media, I'm Kinsey Gibb.